What you're looking at here is a Salsa Black Baro fat tire mountain bike. This is going to be my ride for the transcontinental bicycle journey. I'll set out September from Prudhoe Bay, Alaska, way up here at the top of the world, and I'm going to attempt to ride my bike all the way down the Pacific coast of North America into South America until I reach the end of the world right here. The end point being Ushuaia, Argentina, more or less March of next year. So I wanted to elaborate on that trip and let you know what's in store and how you can get involved and maybe help, contribute, participate. If you saw the last video, I was on my way traveling home to Seattle, and here I am in Seattle. But I wanted to go over some of the key dates and sort of how this trip breaks down. It's about 15,000 miles. 6 months is what I predict the ride time if everything goes as scheduled. And it's broken into 8 segments. The first segment is simply Alaska, so starting here at Prudhoe Bay, all the way down through Fairbanks and over to the border of Canada and the Yukon Territory. The second segment is the Canadian portion, which will take me through Yukon and British Columbia, and then cross back into the U.S. there at Bellingham. At that point, I'll be in my home area of operation, down through the Pacific Northwest, Puget Sound area, all the way to San Diego. That's segment 3, which I hope to achieve more or less in the month of November. Then I'll cross into the Baja California Peninsula and ride that all the way down. That'll be segment 4. From La Paz, Baja, I'll take the boat across the Rio Cortez into mainland Mexico and continue on down into Guatemala. The Mexico portion will be segment 5. That'll be in December of this year. Central America will be segment 6, and I hope to get to Panama by New Year's Day. That's my target date. I'll have to take a boat around the Darien Isthmus and land in Colombia, continue pedaling. Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, that's going to be segment 7, which will be in January and February of next year. And then the final stretch through Chile all the way down to Punta Arenas, crossing over into Argentina, and then about 400 miles through Tierra del Fuego. That will be segment 8. So some of the key dates are the start time, which is 26 September. My son Noah will actually support the first 500 miles of the trip, so that'll be cool. He'll be the one setting up camp, driving the vehicle, and scaring off the bears, I hope. 3 October, I hope to cross into the Yukon by then. Once we get down into the U.S., there is a 24-hour Hero WOD that is hosted at Steamtown CrossFit in Scranton, PA. We're looking to also host a satellite version of that here in the Seattle area, possibly Imperial CrossFit. More to follow on that. 16 November, this bicycle tour is going to intersect with Sacramento, California, where OEW is going to participate in a Spartan, Super, and Sprint. And then the next big date I want to cover, this is really important, 31 January to 8 February, there's going to be a 9-day little side trip to the bicycle tour in the country of Ecuador. This is a 9-day excursion where we're going to build a couple houses, we're going to climb a volcano, we're going to see some sights in Quito, and also visit the beach vicinity Esmeraldas. So this is actually being planned by my friend Pablo and me, and we'll both be there to serve as sort of guides and interpreters. We're looking to get about 20 people to sign on to that trip, and the price tag is going to be around $2 grand, and that will be all-inclusive minus your airfare, which is on you. And then after the Ecuador expedition, feel free to join me for the rest of the ride, or if you got to punch out and go home, then so be it. People have been asking me how they can help, how they can get involved. Well, I made some requests In the Army, we called it an RFI, request for information or request for intelligence. I need help coming up with a name of this tour. So a couple things have come to mind. You know, Alaska to Argentina, maybe A to A, or the transcontinental bike ride, or if you have any inspiring names that I can call this bicycle tour, help me out and please send those in to me. Another thing I need a name for is the adventure company that we're going to launch. The purpose of this bicycle tour is really a advertisement for the upcoming adventure travel company. The trip that we're doing in Ecuador is a beta version of what the adventure travel company will be hosting and leading all throughout 2020 and beyond. And then the last RFI, if you've got any intel on this route, if you have done any of these segments yourself, or if you know anybody that has, that can give me some recent updates on road conditions, surface, hazards, known high crime areas to avoid, etc. Please let me know that. As far as RFSs, requests for supplies or requests for services, I'm looking for sponsors. So if you or your small company, small business would like to get involved with this tour and at some financial level sponsor a piece of this, then please reach out to me, and what I'll do is reciprocate as much as possible at my level, and we will nail that down ahead of time so you know what you're getting for your sponsorship dollar. And beyond that, there's a few pieces of gear that I still need, and these are pretty high dollar items. We are clearing out our storage shed and selling off old gym equipment to sort of fund this endeavor, but I'm looking to get a lightweight drone that I can film certain scenic shots along the way. My buddy Cleve out of Jersey suggested a DJI Mavic Air. Those are coming in around $700. Can't afford that right now, but if anybody has something like that that you would like to loan to the effort, I promise I'll take care of it and get it back to you. I'm also looking for a large bicycle box. This Blackboro is a pretty hefty machine, and I'll have to disassemble it, box it up for the flight to the start point. If you have something like that that I could borrow and then I would ship it back to you, please let me know. And another high dollar item that I'm trying to avoid buying, but I need a ultralight tent, preferably 1 to 2 man, no bigger than that. Something in the 5, no more than 6 pound range that I can load onto the bike and use for at least the inclement sections of the ride. That's pretty much the update for today. Hopefully elaborating on a little bit about what this tour is about has excited you to get involved. I would love to have as many people in this audience follow along the tour as possible. I'm talking about community members from F3 Nation, Go Ruck Nation, Operation Enduring Warrior, friends and family from my Army career. Please subscribe to this channel, follow along. We're going to launch a website soon which is going to have live updates, and we'll have a GPS spot tracker where you'll be able to, any time of the day or night, log in and see exactly where I am geographically as I make this ride.